Hey everyone, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be moderating this panel on a very exciting topic, the metaverse, basically the new internet we're seeing being created now. My name is Tony. I've been in the digital marketing space for 18 years and in crypto for 5 years. And last half a year, I've been creating my own tool for the metaverse. So basically making the metaverse dance. And I want to introduce a great panelist here. So we have Tuhu, who is a digital and metaverse business consultant, trainer and lecturer. And he's doing a research on the metaverse in Indonesia. And he actually had just a very interesting call with some government representatives. Next we have Anna, who is co-founder of Gili Hope, a very exciting project where they are creating a metaverse on one of the Gili Islands. Anna has more than 4 years of experience in the crypto space. And last but not least, we have Ryan, CMO of CoinFox, a media and edtech company in Indonesia, basically educating Indonesians about Web3. So let's take maybe a minute each on defining what a metaverse is, but let's try to make it very simple, not using the terminology, but trying to explain it to people who don't know what Web3 blockchain is. Tuhu.
Okay, I think that's a very good question because when I meet with a lot of people, people have different perceptions about what is metaverse, and I always say that in my terms, metaverse means that you go to a different worlds that you can interact in there. You are share room and share. You can interact uh, online and real time. So you must experiencing that's three types. If not, I don't think so. That's a real metaverse that's in my mind.
Okay, thank you. Anna.
Well, thank you, Taho. Thank you, Tony. I totally agree with Tuhu that it is like any way where we could interact with the other people online. So I consider it's already like some kind of metaverse, and where we could show these as the result of what we do, how do we interact. So meaning that it's really super like corresponding to the transactions on blockchains. For example, we interact and the others could see it. Like but not to go that like like super like I would say that like any game, any example of VR, augmented reality, that would be the metaverse. Facebook, Telegram, like it's already kind of.
Cool, thank you. Ryan.
Okay. So if we're talking about the metaverse, I think it's kind of the new way for us to interact with people. I mean, like, yeah, in the past, as we know, if we are talking or interact with people, the first thing maybe we're using text, right? We're using text, SMS, or other things, and then the technology just got developed. We can do some call, and then mungkin today we when we interact with people, we use I mean, like, yeah, video call, right? And after that, I mean, like, metaverse is the next phase when there is no more screen between us. I mean, like, I can interact with other people in maybe in other country, in other place far from us, but with there is no screen, no more screen with between us. I mean, like, we're using avatar, right, in the metaverse, and I think metaverse, the simple way for me is the new way for us to interact, but in the different way. I mean, like, if you're talking like from text, and then we develop the technology until we can call each other, we can video call, see between the screen, and metaverse is the next phase when we can interact people, and not only that, but metaverse is an ecosystem for Web3 or blockchain. I mean, like, yeah, if we are talking about crypto, if we are talking about NFTs, I think every when metaverse exists and become mainstream in Indonesia or in the world, yeah, every utility for NFT for crypto is become real, right? Because we're using crypto in the metaverse as currency, NFT as a proof of ownership, and yeah, metaverse in ecosystem for blockchain and Web3. I think that's it.
Okay, thank you. So to sum it up, basically, from what I understand from what you guys said, basically, metaverse is the new internet where we have already economy that is integrated into that, and probably we're also using some more immersive technologies like AR and VR. So is it more or less correct? Okay, cool. Um, Now let's move to the main topic of our discussion is how the metaverse will actually already affect the real business and how it will affect the real business. And I guess for the people who are not in that space, for them, metaverse is like just another hype word, maybe games, and that's it. But actually, looks like a lot of things, more interesting things are happening where we are seeing cases of mixing the physical reality and the digital reality of the metaverse. So, Anna, let's start with you. So you're a co-founder of very exciting project where you are really mixing that metaverse with the real world, with the real island in Indonesia, and it looks like the cases like your project and some others, they're showing how the metaverse can affect the education, culture, and I'd like to hear your stance on that.
Yeah, actually, thank you for the question. I see that, for example, like several years ago, like imagine 40 years ago, our parents, our grandparents, to educate themselves, they need to go to the library, find this a certain book, then like to hold it, to read it. Now it's super fast, super easy, and the more deep interaction with the others in the matter, the faster you grow in your real life. So you're right. Like our project is a combination for the physical and digital. It's not about the particular land, but what we are trying to make is the uh, physical land museum under the open air, and together with this we have the digital one, the digital twin of what we are making in the real world. So for example, like now we are in Indonesia, like we can't go like to London in like 2 seconds, but we could go to like to VR glasses, and then for example for children we could show them not only on books like London is the capital of Great Britain, but so the same with Indonesia. Like we don't only like show them the pictures, they wear VR glasses, they see the culture, how it is inside, they feel it with their body. And the deeper they go into this experience, the better like they understand, the better they feel it. And we have one like incredible example of how this metaverse, like kind of metaverse, helps. For example, I've been to Paris when Notre Dame de Paris it has burned out. Those days I've been with my boyfriend and we've been like, okay, should we go like up and like this? Okay, no, let's do it tomorrow. But tomorrow it was burned, and now they reconstruct it on the base of the Assassin's Creed. That is the game actually. It's just a game for everything, and so it's a great example how the physical and digital it helps.
Okay, thank you. And yeah, what I really like about project like yours is that we can actually create an extra layer of like metadata without affecting the physical world. We can create like descriptions of the monuments and so on and so forth, without actually like changing them in the real world, and it really helps in the education, I think.
Yeah, and imagine if you have like a sculpture, like, and it is like several centuries. You could like make 3D scan. You could put it into the 3D reality, and then you could like in 3D you could reconstruct how it was once it before it was damaged, for example.
Yeah, really nice, really nice. And Ryan, so I guess you have some interesting perspective how the metaverse can affect the other real industries and how they can use the metaverse.
Okay. Yep. I think for the use case, yeah. Metaverse. I think it's still a long journey for metaverse for us, or maybe especially Indonesia, for us to adapt massive about the metaverse, because I think we need a lot of maybe the first thing like the device, the knowledge, and other things. But for the use case, I think there is a lot of use case that we can do. I mean, like for us in CoinFox, yeah, basically, yeah, we're a media, but besides that, our tech team is have some kind of, let's say, Web3 developer too, and we develop some. Maybe I can mention it, but it's some kind of metaverse for university. I mean, like some kind of university in Indonesia wants to create their own metaverse, and we develop it. And so, like for now, education after the COVID, we do everything online, right? And this university wants to adapt the metaverse so they can, yeah, interact in the metaverse. I mean, like, yeah, they can go to the classes, they can go to, yeah, I mean, like, like kind of the real world, but they don't have to come to the university. They don't have to come to. I mean, like for the economy, yeah, the traffic. I mean, the Indonesia have a very traffic jam, right? I mean, if every student in Indonesia can go to the university online and in metaverse, the traffic jam will be decreased and the economy will going right. I mean, more effective. No more late student. No more. The use case is very different for any sector. For like for Gili Hope, maybe for tourism or other things. But I think metaverse will be have a very lot of use case. And for the first thing, maybe in gaming, in other things, every sector have every different use case for metaverse. But I think metaverse can be solution for a lot of industry, especially some industry that need efficiency and effectiveness in industry. I think that's it.
Okay, and so you mentioned basically metaverse university where people don't have to go to the actual university; they can study from home. But I think there are still a lot of people who don't believe in that kind of interaction online, that it's as efficient as actually going to classes, actually interacting with people. So how do you kind of solve that problem? How do you address when people like kind of express these concerns?
Yeah, I think for technology adoption, it's all about time, right? I mean, like if we are talking metaverse today, it's just like we are talking about video call or conference maybe in 2015 or 2017. The technology was exist. If you're talking like Skype, Zoom, they already exist. But people like, how can I use it? And I think it's better we just call than we do some conference or video call. And every event maybe like, okay, we can do just an offline event, because online event is like no interaction or other things. But times goes on, and maybe yeah, some part is because of the pandemic or other things. Yeah, we must going online, right? But I think for the metaverse is same case. For now, yeah, we're not ready. Every people just like, what is metaverse? Why we should join or come to the metaverse or other things? But sooner or later, I think it's just like when VR become mainstream, where every device was ready to use. Like for us, yeah, to join or to come to the metaverse that exists already. I mean, like mungkin decentralized or sandbox, we need some kind of device that provides, right? I mean, like if we the device is not ready to use metaverse, yeah, it's we can use it. We can use metaverse because the device. So I think it's about the time until maybe 3 or 5 years for us for the metaverse to become mainstream, and we can use it in every use case. That's it.
And 3 5 years, you mean in Indonesia or worldwide?
For Indonesia, I think more time, maybe up to 5 years. But yeah, we can wait and see. Yeah. I mean, like Indonesia, there's a lot of existing project like Patuku developed to me and other things, and yeah, we just can wait until there is a lot of project and people can use it, and they can. I mean, like for Indonesian people, I think they need to prove that, oh, I need metaverse. When they didn't find the reason, they will not use it. That's the problem, and we need to bring them, and that's why I focus on media too, so people in Indonesia can learn that this is the metaverse. This is not only some kind of film like Ready Player One, not like that, but this is more than it. And sooner or later, yeah, metaverse will be exist and will be mainstream in every country. I think that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anya, you want to add?
Yeah, I want to add like the metros when we are talking about education is super useful when we are talking about like super small something and super big. For example, we can't go to the space. Like we could go, but we don't go like the daily. And when we study about the stars, about the planet, about how it is, the universe is done, so, like, if we go there, like in VR, and we see that it's not only the experience that you, like, make it wow, and it's really how you could study it. And the same, for example, with your body, like how it is, like with the blood, how your heart beats, how like everything, like inside of what we can't see exactly, like we should use something like super like microscope or something else, but we could make it like super real in the metaverse, so it really helps. And just for fun, it could be for traveling, for shooting, for anything else.
Okay, interesting. Tuho, so
Yes.
you had some interesting information about like like services industry
Yeah.
using metaverse in Indonesia.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's very interesting. Like just now, I just have a meeting with the governments from Ministry of Information and Communications. So they wanted to make a blueprint about Indonesian metaverse ecosystem for public service. So how the government can serve another citizens, business, and even another governments uh, stakeholders more easier with metaverse. So now we still like exploring with design thinking how metaverse can be different with the internet. And then the another concern is how it will be valuable. So people want to start trying it. And the other one is what is the standard for the metaverse for the governments, because it's very important interoperability, right, between the metaverse. And then who is the one that will be the first one that connect with the metaverse. Of course we want the younger generation, that's why we still ongoing, so the project may be still until the end of this year, but we already have a case study from one of the region in West Java. They call it Sumedang. They really eager to start it. They already started, but right now, what I honestly I can say it's just only a VR. But they already say that from themselves it's stage one from 10 stage that they wanted to go through. So we work together. We wanted to be it's like a living lab for us to understand how we can tap in, how it can be duplicate to another region in Indonesia, and what is the challenge to do that, especially about the human. It's not only about the technical, and I really love it. This Ministry of Communication and Information, they're not talking only about the infrastructure, but how to tap in the people, how we can make a people ready for this one, not only for the audience but also the internal stakeholders. And I also say to them, how about the media? Even the journalist doesn't understand what is actually a metaverse. So I talk to them, your concern is a lot. And even tomorrow, I'm also very happy. Association of PR Indonesia, they wanted to call me for an event, an online talk show talking about how to mitigate the social problem in the metaverse. Because in metaverse there will be social interactions. That's something that's missing when this in the internet 2.0, web 2.0. We never care about that, right? There is a lot of chaotic. There is a social crash in the social media and everything because we never mitigate that. And I really love right now before the metaverse become massive. People already talking about many kind of issues that maybe happen around that point.
Mhm. Um, and so, yeah, what I think is the benefit of kind of the strong part of Indonesia in terms of the metaverse is that you guys are pretty young nation. Like the average age is 29, so it's
Yes,
much
exactly.
easier for you to enter the metaverse.
Yes, exactly. That's why that's the interesting point and what we wanted to do, and then that's what I write in my books is actually is about how we educate because I do research for a book and about metaverse Indonesia. I want them not only to be adopter, an early adopter, but also productive. I want them to can spot opportunities. What is the opportunity that you can get through the metaverse? I think especially right now, that's the blessing in disguise. Is like there is a lot of foreigner also in Bali, so Bali will be the hub. So the Indonesian, I hope they also will learn because Bali is with the diversity. They will have the innovation. We can spot more opportunities because many people, many backgrounds, innovation will be much better. And I hope they can also spot it different opportunities. So the next 5 years that you already said before, we can be have a lot of new innovation that's originally from Indonesia and then maybe can solve Indonesians' problems and maybe from Indonesia to the world, of course.
Okay, thank you. Um, and so far we've been mainly talking about the metaverse as like the proponents of the metaverse.
Yeah.
Basically, I mean, we have very
Yeah.
biased opinion on that.
Yeah.
But what are the actual real challenges we have now in making
Indonesia.
the metaverse massive?
So massive. Okay. Honestly, when I do research on the metaverse, that's a very good question. We still like around 5 to 10 years because I asking a lot of people from different stakeholder, from the IoT providers and every IoT resellers and distributors. I asked with the developers. I asked with the other persons, and then they say like we are not ready right now. I already research in China. They already said like for we have a mass adoption of metaverse, we need 60% of 5G. It's the first thing. They already stated, I think it's from the government. They say 60% of 5G, it will be like the mass adoptions, the minimum level of metaverse adoptions. Second one is about the price of the IoT. I believe the mass adoption will be happen if in Indonesia we have smart glasses. That's the price point 3 million rupiah. If the price point, if Xiaomi or Pico or anything can deliver that 3 million rupiahs, it will be I'm ready. I will say that okay, it will be picking up just in the 6 months. For 5G, I already asked people from the Ministry of Communication and Information. They said in 2025 we just only have 12 cities with the 5G. So we must have you must manage your expectation about that one. But the good news is Bali will be the first cities and the first island that will have 5G because the government of Bali and Indonesia already committed. Because I say it when the Bali Digital Fest that they will say that Bali will be the digital hub, and the government will help with the 5G infrastructure because Bali is actually you want to maintain like you guys. They want to be like the part of the digital innovators. A lot of digital nomads. They just only just visit for one day, 2 days, but will like doing a lot of business innovation there. That's why the infrastructure of internet will be there. And I think Bali will be in the hub for Indonesia to the global supply chains in terms of innovation and creative content in the metaverse. I think in the industry of metaverse, we have three things, right? Infrastructure, programmer, and software developer, and then content on the metaverse. Infrastructure in terms of physical, like smart glasses. I know we cannot compete with China or maybe India right now because India is racing right now to be the producer of the IoT and then smart glasses and everything. Second one, programmer and developer. I don't think so. We can also compete with programmer from the Eastern Europe and also from India, but from creativity, innovation, storytelling, I think Bali have a lot of opportunity, and I think I want to start it now. That's why I come back between Bali and Jakarta, and I want to collaborate with everyone. Bali have the opportunity from the traditional creative, but we need to upgrade it, and I think the government of Bali also understand that their assets is about creativity, but it's not only just only. I don't want to be just like, okay, making something to be the carpenter, but they want it to be like they have the bigger concept around that one. I think that's the opportunity for Indonesia.
Amazing, thank you. Anna, what do you think? Like in your case, with your metaverse, what stops you from having like say hundreds of users right now to having like millions of users? What are the challenges you're experiencing?
Well, first off, I agree with Tuhu that we need 5G. Also Bali is a great place to begin with from Indonesia. And I would say that it's not a challenge like to make it for everyone. I don't want like to spend all of my time in metaverse. I just want to use it. Like it's like fire. You could burn the person, or you could like to cook it, to cook something. So meaning that you could like create something incredible experience. You could teach somebody. So I wouldn't say that from the like nearest year it would be like millions of users all over the world. No, I'm not a dreamer like this. It's really a challenge, and I totally agree with you about this. It's step by step. We need some huge use cases. Like, why would I go there? Why would I use it? Why would I go and learn something from Metaverse? Why is it more effective than in the real life? For example, like if I study dancing, why would I go into the meta but don't go to the real dancer? So it's kind of tricky in terms of like traveling. I can't travel for like 1 hour, like from London to Indonesia, then back to Moscow, then back to the States. So like this could be the use case. Learning something like deep inside of the body, like learning something like as I mentioned already. So we need something like to answer why would I use it. So that's the case.
Got it. Thank you. Ryan, what do you think? What are the challenges or roadblocks we have for the metaverse adoption?
Okay. But I think Anna and Tuku already answered it, a lot of it. But I just add some. I was talking about the adoption or the use case for the metaverse in the world, Indonesia. In my perspective as a media as a developer, yeah, I think yeah, education, yeah, how we can tell them about the impact of the metaverse. I mean, like when we're talking about metaverse in, let's say, in my case, university, yeah. If we're talking about offline classes, I mean, like university, yeah, there's a lot of cost for a student to go to the university. They need bicycle, and in Indonesia, there's will be a traffic jam. I mean, like when university become in metaverse, and every student just like, okay, open the laptop using the device and then go to the mouse. Yeah, will reduce the cost. Traffic jam will decreasing, and there will another impact. But yeah, it's a long journey. And I mean, for Indonesian people, for if you're talking about technology, Indonesian people need to know the reason. I mean, like, I agree with Anna. why should I should use this? I mean, like, if we're talking about crypto, before crypto mainstream right now in 2017, when I joined the blockchain and other thing, like, everyone like, Bitcoin is a scam. Crypto is no underlay, and everyone use there is they see, they feel the use case. Oh, I can buy NFT with crypto. Also, I must join the crypto to buy NFT. So there is a line, right? Then we need to find some alignment between this technology. So people, okay, I need to go to metaverse because of blah 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 blah. Nah, so I think that's the point that we need to deliver to the people. Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of metaverse project, right? I hope, yeah, we're not going alone each other. I mean, like, the second thing is how every project can, maybe, I don't know, in Indonesia, when some industry become mainstream, there will be some kind of association, maybe for some government need to yeah, we can go together, and maybe like a interoperability between the metaverse, and when it exists, yeah, it will be mainstream. I mean, like, education, and yeah, infrastructure, and how we can I think Indonesia need the reason. I think that's it. When we find it, okay, I need this, so we will use it. That's it.
Cool. Yeah, thank you very much. Unfortunately, we're out of time, and half an hour is obviously not enough to discuss the metaverse, like a huge thing happening. But we're still very early, so everyone who is still interested to join, you definitely should now, because in 5-10 years time, it will be the new internet. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Give him a round of applause, everybody.